is ATL Day Ones, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta. And it starts now.
Welcome into ATL Day Ones. I am Jarvis Davis. She is Tenitra Batiste. We want to thank you for making ATL Day Ones your first listen each and every day. We are free on YouTube and available on wherever you get your podcast. Tenitra Batiste. We got a lot on board today, and I am just so excited. We're going to start off with, talking about the Braves and what Ronald Acuna is doing and how I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. We all know what's going on there. And secondly, we got the NIL and Jordan Addison and all of the rumors about tampering and all that stuff. People are just so mad. So we're going to do Big Mad Part 2 there, and we're going to wrap things up today with Chris Paul, his actions, his words that he used, whether it be on Twitter or in person. Was it right? But before we do that, we got to talk about the Atlanta Braves. Charlie Morton, the 38-year-old marksman, finally gets a good outing. 5 scoreless innings. He only gives up 2 hits and 3 walks. Okay, yeah, we can work on that. But I think overall, the most important thing is that he had 0 runs given up, and he just starting to look like himself. T, I don't know about you, but that means a lot for this starting rotation. If this is a peek into what we're going to see going forward for Mr. Morton.
Yeah, this was what we affectionately call the good from Braves this past weekend, and particularly Sunday in the series finale. Good to see the Braves get the win of the series against a quality opponent in the Brewers. Good to see the batch just completely coming alive. And I know we'll talk about that in a second, but first things first, we got to say Morton-esque was Morton-esque. Charlie Morton was Morton-esque yesterday. And when you not only look at what he was able to do across the 5 innings of scoreless ball, but it was that first inning as well, striking out the side and really giving us a peek into what he was going to do the entire game. He struggled with multiple runs in some of those first innings in his first 4 starts. In fact, one of those innings, multiple runs, and at least giving up a run in those first 4 starts, right? So to see him really kind of set the table early, I thought that was also very encouraging to say, wow, he might be back. And we were talking about last week, and we weren't trying to be premature, but we were just saying, hey, are we at the point in place where Brian Snitker has to consider the possibility of pulling him out of that starting rotation and maybe moving him down and giving him an opportunity to kind of reset. But like you said, 38-year-old veteran that he is, he reset himself and really got a lot of his stuff going. And he looked really good, really strong and confident. And also, and this being a former athlete, the mental piece is so critical there. And to be able to get that strong start, I think really kind of carried him through those 5 innings.
No doubt about it. And I think that, the more and more he gets good production, I think the more and more he can get out of his head, because I started to get a little concerned because it seemed like Charlie Morton was, after every start, he was talking about, well, can I do it? And the story about him questioning himself and him going into like real deep dives into what's going on in his head while he's out there on the mound. And I'm just like, I understand that you got to get it right, but sometimes the more and more you talk about things, the more and more you kind of overthink it, right? And we know how mental baseball is, as far as we know that the more and more you think, the more and more it could possibly become a really big issue. So I think him putting that good production out there is really good for the Braves, and not only for the Braves, but for himself as well. Somebody else that not somebody, let me not be disrespectful, Mr. Ronald Acuna, nephew, went off. 1 home run Friday, another one on Saturday. Like, the one on hit on Friday, I know they end up losing that game, but the dude was falling down after he trying to knock the doggone cover off the ball. I was just like, oh my God, this dude is something else. And then T, I don't know about you, but Saturday when he did the LeBron coming off that home run, I don't know about you, but I almost jumped out my doggone couch that time when I saw him hit that ball.
Right, and the funny thing is, some people were super excited about Friday and that home run. Some were
Right.
excited about Saturday and that home run, but I'm kind of a little bit in the camp of Sunday as well, the near home run, because
Yes.
there was something in Acuna Jr.'s his move to second base that maybe a year ago we wouldn't have seen, because there were times where we questioned, okay, wow, the base running. Oh, so
Yeah.
you're just gonna trot when you could have maybe
Yeah.
gotten an extra base? Not this go round.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Nah.
thought it was out of the park, just like most people who were in the park thought. But once he realized that it wasn't out, but he realized that he was still ahead of the game, it's like, bam, I can get to second base. I'm going to do it. Starting to see some of those little nuances that maybe a year ago we didn't see. So to me, that was kind of the most exciting piece of it, because you knew eventually he was going to get to the place where he is as far as home runs are concerned, right? You knew that as far as his on-base percentage, he was going to be right there where he needed to be. And of course, where is he? But at the top of the leaderboard, so to speak, in Major League Baseball. And of course, stolen bases too. Mind-blowing. You've been back 9 games and you're 5th in the majors with 4 stolen bases, but you're still 5th in the majors. It's mind-blowing to me. But to see that maturity, just a peek into the maturity, and then just that desire to just go the extra mile. I love the way Brian Sticker put it. Dude is playing like his hair is on fire. And I'm like,
right.
That was probably my favorite quote of the weekend. Hair on fire. I don't care if he plays like his hair is on fire, like his bat is on fire, like his butt is on fire. Just be on fire, be in fuego. And that is nothing but a good thing for the Braves.
And Fuego, he is 348 in the past 7 games. The Braves are 4-3 in that span. So I don't think it's no secret what the secret sauce is as far as how the Braves get this thing turned around. It's gonna have to be Ronald Acuna. Ronald Acuna is gonna have to put this team on his back and say, you know what? I'm gonna hit home runs. I'm gonna get on base. I'm gonna steal some bases while I'm and I'm gonna move over into scoring position once I get on base, or I'm just gonna go all around the bases as all. Like you talk about with Brian Sticker. He said if he can get around the bases, and that's what he's supposed to do for us, and that's exactly what he's gonna do. And like you said, I think that it's no secret to why this team is playing well in that stretch I just mentioned. Like he had 2 home runs and 4 RBIs, like you mentioned, 4 stolen bases, and like you say, he's at top in the majors in that. You know, the Braves, of course, obviously get the win 9-2. And they are off today, and they're coming into a series against the Boston Red Sox. Kyle Wright is going to be on the mound tomorrow, and we know how Kyle Wright has been. He has a ERA of a 1 point something. And when you have a 1 point something in Major League Baseball, it don't matter after the point. If you have a 1 anything, that is absolutely amazing what he's accomplished so far. And I think that the Braves have a chance to, dare I say, get to 500 if they were to sweep the Red Sox, and they aren't playing that well. So I think the Braves might have a shot to get to 500. What you think?
No question. And even making strides in the division, now being in second place in the division, it's like, okay, now we're starting to see some things pick up. And also, yes, it's good to have Acuna Jr. back to be able to carry the load and put the team on his back if necessary. But it's also good to see other players stepping up to make that not such a necessity. So even when you see something, I'm not going to call it bad. I'm just going to call it little off right now, because we usually go good, bad, ugly. We don't even have bad really for the Braves. I'll just call it off and say Ozzie Albies numbers have gone down ever so slightly, because of course he was carrying a lot of the load in the beginning. But at that same time, what are we seeing? Dansby Swanson's numbers go up a little bit. So when you see something like that, or Austin Riley having a quiet series, but then William Contreras has a crazy, especially game 3. I mean, his first stolen base of his career, but on top of that, a 3-run home run and just getting to the plate on bases, on balls, to me, or on base. To me, those are the other pieces that say, wow, it's starting to become a complimentary thing. And that makes us confident that they can go into the final series of the homestand against the Red Sox and come away with a series win. And like you said, get back to 500.
No doubt about it. Somebody else, some other good going on in the city as well. The Dallas Wings take that L to Atlanta. How about that? The Atlanta Dream, 66-59. The Atlanta Dream off to a good start.
They are indeed. Congratulations to Coach Tenitra Wright and her staff. That is her first win as head coach for the Atlanta Dream. Really, really exciting. And boy, Ryan Howard, #1 overall pick in this year's WNBA draft. Man, starting her rookie campaign out with a bang, 16 points to lead the team. But what I loved was that it was a balanced approach. Literally 4 of the Dream's 5 starters were in double digits. That's the thing you like to see. And if you have to start the season on the road, then you want to start it on a high note, because guess what? When you come back home Wednesday to face the Sparks, you bring that intensity, you bring that energy and a little bit of momentum to say, hey, we told you we're going to build something. We're building something solid on the South Side. So why don't you come and check us out? I know I'll be there Wednesday to see what they did. But yes, congratulations to the Dream for having a good start to this 2022 campaign.
A good start, a good win for the hometown team. And now, last but not least, the ugly. Miles Robinson, torn Achilles. Obviously, he'll be done for the season, and he won't be able to participate with the U.S. More than likely, he's not going to be able to participate with the U.S. men's national team. Obviously, he was a key contributor for them. This is a guy that is becoming one of the better defenders in MLS. Done for the season. Okay, T. I need you to answer this. I need you to give me a solid answer on this one. Who's not living right over there in Mercedes-Benz?
I don't know, but I tell you, it makes me want to go have a prayer vigil or run around that place 7 times just to help them out. Because first you got the bad news of Joseph Martinez going down 2 months. At least you know that you're going to get him back, right? And we say 2 months, but who knows? His recovery could be expedited, right? It just really depends on what they find now that they've been able to essentially scope the knee and kind of, see where he is in his rehab. Haven't heard too much about it, but it's still very early in. So then you go, with that. But then, as they always do, that organization, Darren Eales, Carlos Bocanegra and company, they get right down to business and they start bringing in replacements, no problem. Same thing with Brad Guzan. That's your other body blow. A couple of weeks ago, I was at that game and saw that injury happen. And it was just weird because he was literally by himself. It was just a freak accident, if you will. But again, down for the count. What do? They go in and they get another veteran goalkeeper, and they also have a backup to him. You think they're good to go. But this Miles Robinson, when you think about United, Five Stripes getting back to their attacking mindset and their attacking approach to the game, and like you said, just having someone who is so defense-minded, who can give you some offense, but it just gives you the opportunity to be versatile and really be on the attack. And for United to lose that just as they're kind of catching their stride again, or even trying to find their stride, that's a tough blow. You're not going to replace him in one-to-one fashion, but I do know that because of the way that club works, they do not play when it comes to, I'm going to call them in-game, in-match, in-season adjustments. I suspect that they're going to go out there and do whatever they have to do, whether that is just rearranging what the starting 11 looks like for them Wednesday when they begin their, or continue rather, Open Cup play, or whether they're going to go out and acquire someone. I do suspect that they'll get whatever it is that they need, because you really want to give Gonzalo Pineda something that he can work with as this team, again, is going back into U.S. Open Cup play and continuing to gain some momentum in MLS play as well.
No doubt about that. There's one thing that you can count on with this team through whatever goes on or goes down. That front office, they don't play around when it comes to trying to get issues fixed, whether in season or out of season. And we want you to stick around. We want you to stay in on ATL Day Ones with Jarvis and T, because coming up next, a lot of coaches have been very upset about the decisions that college football players have been making. We'll tell you up next that they're informed. They know what the hell they're doing. We'll be right back on Locked On Sports Atlanta with ATL Day Ones.